Welcome to SOF Bad Monkey, a safe space for savages. This podcast is comedy. We don't discriminate. We don't care about your race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity. For the most part, we make fun of everyone equally, except for Jay. We are veterans, offensive by nature. We talk like we are in the team room, platoon space, or whatever you call it. We are meat eaters and knuckle draggers, so put on your fucking helmet because we're coming in hot. Welcome to SOF Bad Monkey with your host, Jason Delgado.
And Steve, jumping the gun Rouston.
And not to mention Pauly motherfucking Fentanyl.
Yo.
He's sitting over there in the corner.
What's up, Pauly? Hey, Jason.
You like how fucking Steve was getting all agitated and shit, right? He's like, hurry up and start the show. It's like the first time we got like a fucking crew here and shit, you know, and they're like trying to do their thing, like, oh, really action and slapping, and he's like,
just make it happen, you fuck sticks.
Yeah.
Hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't think they're used to that many gay references thrown at them either.
Oh, shut up. They're going to be jerking off thinking about it later. Who are you kidding?
There you go.
Who the fuck are you kidding? Speaking of fucking jerking off, even though they're trying to say that fucking Epstein had an accident while practicing autoerotic asphyxiation in his shell, you know that, right? That's what they're saying. He was fucking strangling himself while jerking off. Did you hear that?
Sure.
No, it's a total fabrication.
I get it.
That didn't happen. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Epstein fucking smoke checks himself, right? Not a fucking peep in the news. Not one fucking sound from anybody. Anywhere. But however, the lead detective who was running the fucking show dies. The Palm Beach detective dies after a brief illness at 50.
Didn't you say it was like only like one of two individuals willing to even investigate the case?
Yeah, two individuals. It was him and the fucking chief of police doing the investigation. So this guy gets fucking sick and dies. However, this guy had more than 150 accommodations, 11 Officer of the Month awards, and he was recognized on several occasions by the Police Officer Foundation. So this guy gets a fucking crazy illness and dies. But meanwhile, the whole time him and his chief were doing the investigation, they were complaining about surveillance teams following them around.
Oh, my.
And fucking trash was disappearing from the front of their houses and shit.
And from inside the home?
No, just in front.
Okay, I thought it was from inside the home.
No, I thought
motherfuckers creeping around and shit in little slippers.
No,
Gumshoes.
You know, maybe it's possible they kept that shit from the press, because I'm sure they had the fucking surreptitious entry team in there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they had to get in there to come to the extent of leading to some sort of conclusion that it would be suicide, or there had to be some prep work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, not only that. They suicided, or whatever the fuck happened to Epstein. He's a dead guy now. But anyway, more than 2,000 people on that list on both sides of the fence, Republicans and Democrats. A ton of fucking powerful, fucking famous people and shit, and not a peep out of the fucking media. Not a peep.
No, once he died, it's exactly what they wanted. Exactly what the deep state wanted.
Now everything is like, look how bad the orange guy is.
What the fuck? We're going back to, what are we talking about? A phone call with Ukraine right now? That's the hot topic? Did we forget about this whole fucking sex ring shit already so fast?
Well, there's a phone call with the Ukrainian cat, whatever the fuck that's all about. But also, how many Democrats' fucking kids work for fucking Ukrainian oil companies right now?
I mean, all it takes is that one example. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. 50 fucking grand a month? And this wasn't the only board he was sitting on or have sat on.
Dude, $600 a year.
Yeah. And you're going to tell me why? And he has no experience, from what I hear, no prior experience in this industry whatsoever. But you're sitting on a fucking board?
To make a couple telephone calls? That's some good shit. I want a job like that, man. $600 grand a year to make a couple phone calls. What do you think?
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. That's what I think.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I think it's time we go to our guest.
Let's do it.
Jay Fain, former Army guy, wounded in combat, solid fucking cat. Used to work with Rogue American Apparel for a while. He was that one guy I told you about when we first started the show. did like a fucking 190-pound deadlift on one leg without his prosthetic.
I see this.
Yeah.
I see this on the grab.
Guy's a fucking animal.
Oh, man.
Jumped up. He obviously he hops up there, wobbles a little bit, grabs the bar, and then just fucking guts it out. No prosthetic
Cleans
or
it.
nothing. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's tough as shit.
He is tough as shit.
Hell yeah.
There's pictures of him with fucking him and Bush number 2. And I think they're fucking pals. I'm going to let him tell us that story, though.
Right on, man.
So it's good shit. So you want to get him online there, Eddie? Did he turn the camera around? Hey, Jay, what's going on, bro?
Let me close the door real quick.
Right on. Now take your time, man. Take your time.
What's up?
Hey, not too much, bro. It's Steve with SOF Bad Monkey. I'm sitting here with Jason Delgado. You're looking at our producer right now, Eddie. We're actually sitting over here on a couch with 2 mics in front of us, and we're doing an experiment. So we're gonna take some of your video and throw it up on the podcast. I hope that works for you.
Yeah, that works, man. Hold on.
Very cool. Well,
Thanks for giving away our secrets.
What? Fucking full disclosure, man. This isn't the fucking Epstein
Full
trial.
disclosure, the final product you are looking at isn't, in fact, what we wound up with.
What do you mean?
Okay.
It is going to be exactly what we wound up
Yeah,
with.
but you're actually tipped the hand, so it's not what we wound up with. Now everybody
Well,
knows.
just fucking cut that shit.
Everybody knows we're ass
That's it.
bags.
No, we're
Jesus.
not. We're super ass bags. So, Jay, I was sitting here bragging about you a little bit. I was talking
Okay.
about we met at Rogue American Apparel, and then I was talking about you doing that. I think it was a 190-pound clean without your prosthetic on. You're probably up higher than that now, right?
Dude, to be honest, I kind of slowed down on all that type of working out because I was developing injuries and stuff.
You were what?
I said, to be honest, I stopped doing most of those types of workout because I was developing small injuries and I didn't want to hurt myself anymore.
Well, even though you fucking slowed it down, you still did it, and that's pretty badass as far as I'm concerned.
The last like heavy lift I did there was a 295 deadlift on one leg.
On just one leg.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker, I can't do that on fucking 2 legs.
My legs are definitely weaker than my chest. I could bench more than I could fucking press, dude. It's nuts. I don't know. I look like a fucking Dorito walking around.
A light brown Dorito, so it's kind of weird, but whatever.
It's a zesty nacho Dorito.
I would still eat it. I guess it would
Thank you, Steve.
It would depend on how many days off the fast I was on. So tell us about yourself, Jay. This is your show, man.
Well, where would you like to start, man?
I'm going to start at the beginning.
Beginning.
Grew up where?
Yeah, so I grew up as a Army brat, pretty much. My father was he did 36 years in the Army.
Wow.
Yeah, a really long time.
Holy
yeah.
fucking shit, that is a long time.
Yeah, he did a long time, but just moved everywhere my whole life, man. Just everywhere, like overseas and back, all over the United States, Korea a couple times, Europe a couple times, and ended up here in South Carolina where I live now. And then I joined the Army, and then I left for a few years, then got back, and I just ended up settling here in South Carolina, man. That's pretty much the base of the start of my life. And, well, I mean, now I'm a defense contractor, and I mean, I've done a lot of things since I medically retired in 2008.
Right.
And but ended up contracting, man.
So what was your motivation for joining the Army?
I mean, to be honest, just my family. You know, my father, my grandpa, my uncles, and everyone, man. Everyone did time in service and stuff. So I just always knew I was going to join the Army, dude.
Awesome. What unit were you assigned to?
So I was in the Army from 05 to 2005, 2008, and did infantry school and all that, and then infantry airborne school and all that, and just got stationed in Germany with 1st Infantry Division.
Nice.
Excellent. How old were you when you went in?
I was 20 years old.
So you just didn't want to do the college thing. You just figured the Army is the best way to go.
So here's a little backstory to why I joined when I was 20. So I did a couple years of college before I joined. I graduated high school in Gurnee, Illinois, Warren Township High School, and I did 1 year of college out there. And then we moved to South Carolina. And then I did a year of college here, but then one of my best friends in the high school, he had joined the Marine Corps right after we graduated and deployed to Iraq, and he was killed like February of 2000 and when was that? February 2005. And then right after that, I was still in school. And that's like one of the main, like literally like a week after that happened, I went straight to like the recruiter. Said, I need to join the Army. I need to do something. I really, to be honest, I couldn't stand sitting there because I had a couple of friends from high school that got hurt or died, and that was just the last straw. I was like, man, I just got to do that. I can't sit here and do nothing.
So was it you were overcome with emotion and you just said, fuck it, that's the last straw. I'm going in. I got to do my part.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I went up to his funeral up there in where I used to live in Chicago, and I was like, this is it. I'm doing it. Can't just sit here and do nothing, Yeah. So I just joined and left, man.
And to note for the listeners, so they have an idea of more or less where we were disposition-wise in the conflict at this point. 2005 to probably about 2007, shit was getting real. Yeah, that's probably one of the toughest periods in this conflict. And that's at the height of when he decided to jump into the fight. Go on, I'm sorry.
So, it was, we're all in high school there when the planes hit the towers, It was my junior year of high school. And then after that, I was like, we all saw that. And I was like, man, I knew when that happened, I remember we got to school that morning and then they just played it on all the TVs, on the news. And then I was like, man, I'm definitely going to do some time in service. I just didn't know when and where. And then after high school, I wanted to try to do the college thing first. But then when my buddies got killed in Iraq, I couldn't just sit there no more, man.
I don't think you would have been able to concentrate, especially having that sense of duty you had, or even loyalty to your friends. You did what you had to do, man. I don't think I could. Exactly. I could have concentrated. Fuck that.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, man. All right, so we're in infantry, right? So now. Mm-hmm. This is something totally different, totally outside of what you've expected for yourself life-wise, because all these decisions were made, from what you're telling us is freaking, shooting from the hip, or also, developing throughout but this is like within the span of what, a year or two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're in the infantry and it's imminent. You're deploying. All right. So walk us through your path, your career path within the infantry, and then moving on to the point in which you deployed.
Okay, so I did basic in the summer of, right after I got done with my semester there in 2005. That summer of 2005, I did basic in airborne school. And then I graduated airborne school October 05, and then went straight to Germany. Went to my unit there, and we deployed, my unit there, we deployed Iraq the summer of 2006, July, August, around that time frame. And we were straight into, obviously went in Kuwait first and straight into Baghdad.
Yeah.
And Baghdad, I was in Baghdad for almost a year before I, got hurt. But that year, it was one of those, the Army was doing those 15, 16-month deployments, and I was about 11, 12 months in.
Yeah, because you guys were also coming back in between for a few months at a time, right?
Yeah, they were doing, you talking about R&R and stuff like that?
Yeah, because I'm a Marine, so, we were due anywhere from 6 to 8 months and then just come home. But you guys would do like 12, 13 months, but you would come home on R&R is what you call it, right? Yeah. We didn't have that shit.
I mean, the Army units then were doing like, at first it used to be like 12-month deployments, but they extended it to 16-month deployments.
Sheesh.
It's crazy to me.
Around, man.
Wow.
That's squeezing the juice out of you, motherfucker.
Yeah. And it was crazy to me to think about. It's like, I was like, it's hard to keep focused, keep on the mission if you be in a country that long to deal with the stuff that we're doing over there. But we did it. I mean, it sucked, and but we still continued on. Yeah, but I was there because that deployment was our 16-monther, and so I was there 11, 12 months in, and I haven't been on R&R yet. And it was actually my turn. I think I was one of the last person in my whole task force, my whole battalion, to actually go home for R&R. And it was on that patrol out of my outpost. That's when I got hit and lost my leg. And but after that, I just that's a crazy story too.
So I know you're about to get into it, but you ever heard of Rory Hamill? One of the friend of the show, a Marine. He lost his leg stepping on a mine in Afghanistan.
Yes, I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's a fucking awesome dude. And when he, dude, just I think I really want to hear obviously how you got to the predicament, but more so like your physiological, state. As you're going through it. I'm just so intrigued in that kind of shit, man.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but just the fucking infantry job is a fucking daytime job. You fucking close the distance to the fucking enemy and engage. This is fucking all day, every day. These guys are fucking doing this shit.
Before we step out to what we're going to call, consider the meat of potatoes. Yes. What a lot of people don't realize is everyone strokes fucking special forces, special operation groups and shit like that. But what they don't fucking realize is the toughest fight is the infantry, because that's day in and day out. I mean, one of the infantry's mission is movement to contact.
Right.
That's not an SF mission. That's an infantry mission. That means we're
fucking
patrolling
all day, fucking every day.
Reconnaissance patrols. That's oxymoron. A reconnaissance patrol? No, it's a movement to contact, motherfucker. Go in this direction. Once they start hitting you, hold it down. We'll come.
Now these are the fucking hard dicks right here. These guys going out and getting in fucking fights all day, fucking every day. What was your and then go into the story at your fucking leisure? But what you guys were out there so all day, every day for fucking 15 months? You're getting in fucking gunfights primarily.
Yeah. What was your day to day?
I mean, day to day there, man. I mean, when it came down to it, like you said, like every day. It'd be 2, 3, maybe, sometimes 4 times a night, or a day and night that we're out on patrol,
That's fucking sick.
And,
4? Holy crap.
And those missions could be just, presence patrolling, around our area of operations, or freaking doing meets with the locals, or Overwatch, or supporting like a group, supporting some kind of SOF element, or it's so many different things that we did, police state or whatever, man. And then, and that's a high risk, because we're just out there on the street every day and everyone knows who we are, know when we're coming and where we're going, and so, yeah, a lot of little things happens. IED attack, snipers were the 2 big main scary things, but sometimes random stuff would happen, like firefights and stuff, and then sometimes nothing would happen for, weeks at a time, but it was taxing on all of us physically and mentally for day in, day out. And, but we had each other, we stuck with it, we did the best we can. And I think, we did a good job, but that's a matter of opinion, I guess.
That emotional roller coaster you're talking about, I'm associating with those lulls you're speaking with, because, 1 minute it's balls to the wall, fucking intensity on 1,000. And then for a week preceding, it's like nothing. And then you're just there like waiting for it because it's there. You've been through it already. It's imminent. But damn, everything preceding up to those moments are just anxiety left and right. It's nuts. So, you go through that emotional roller coaster. It is taxing. And to think you guys are doing it for fucking 16 months, dude. What the fuck?
And you were sitting here saying about doing a fucking good job, man. You guys did a fucking great job. Who would know better than fucking you?
Yeah.
So regardless of what anybody else says, you know, well, fuck them. You guys did a fucking great job.
Exactly.
You fucking did what you were supposed to do with the fucking gear you had, and you made it fucking happen all day, every day. 16 months, that's fucking, nobody will be able to fucking grasp that shit until they fucking been there.
Done it, yeah.
Until they suck that shit in all day. So you guys did a fucking phenomenal job, and we're fucking a lucky and a fucking grateful nation, regardless of whatever you hear anywhere else.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. I mean, you had kids, man. Like, I was only 21, 22, and I was over there, but there was guys younger than me doing some crazy stuff, you know. And we had a huge responsibility on our shoulders, you know, and equipment, whatever. People, I mean, the main thing, other people to take care of or relied on us or each other. You know, and a young kid has to deal with that for 16 months, 12 months at a time for how many years they did it, you know?
Well, I mean, you think about it, too.
It's crazy when you even think about that now, and that's been over, 12 years ago, you know?
Yeah, and like you said, bringing up the age point, I mean, you also think about it. Your officers around this time, aside from field grade officers, have been in significant amount of time. I mean, they're not of what I would consider a mature age to run a corporation, let alone fucking, but it's necessary, when it comes to the aggression of the youth. But your fucking officers are 28, 26, 25. I mean, you don't think about that then, but now you think about it in retrospect, holy crap, we're fucking young gunners, man, all the way to the top. It's nuts.
Well, we took our fucking best and brightest.
Yeah.
We put them into that fucking machine, and we wonder why these situations happen. And these guys have been out there fucking training and fighting wars longer than they've been doing anything else. Yeah. Longer than their formative years to even develop as a fucking human. We throw them into the fucking meat grinder, and then we bring them back and expect fucking shit out of them. And we wondered why these challenges fucking roll up. Doesn't make any sense.
Like Jordy said, man, I mean, we were warriors longer than we were adolescents. You know what I mean? And then now we come home and 6, 7, 8, 10 years of living this culture. Now it's like, hey guys, assimilate. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right, so walk us through the moment, my brother.
So like I said earlier, it was my turn to go home for R&R. It was June 26th.
Was it the same day?
Say again?
Was that like your last patrol before you were leaving?
So it was we had where my company was at the time. We had our outpost in the middle of Baghdad near our AO, and so from our outpost we would leave, and we had higher headquarters all the way up into Camp Taji there, just north of Baghdad, and we would have to. So in order for us to go home for R&R, we had to go up there, like out process with them, and then we had to come back down to Baghdad, fly out through Biop, where it's called, and the big main base out there, and then go to Kuwait or wherever, and then go home for a couple of weeks and come back. So that's how we had to do it. We had to leave Baghdad to come back to Baghdad to go home. So in order for me to get up to Camp Taji, which was like, I can't remember how long it took. If there was no incident or anything like that, maybe 30 minutes. I can't remember, 30 minutes. But I had to get a ride up to Biop. So what we did within our company is each platoon would have like a day refit reset up there at Taji, because that was just like a big base, so we can go there and go to the PX or go get chow or clean up or see the dock or whatever, and then come back. It was just like a good break for a platoon at a time. So the next platoon that was going up, that's who I was riding with. And so they just had to come back to the outpost, and I just get a ride with them and then go out. But it was on that ride out with that platoon that I got hit, about to leave Baghdad by an EFP, an IED. An EFP, for who doesn't really know it's a copper projectile that just, when it blows up, it's just like a copper bullet that goes through armor like hot knife through butter.
So it's a projectile. It was a shape charge on a pressure plate.
Yep.
Aimed where the vehicle would pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And it could be, and back then everything was command detonated. So it was just ran through by a wire with the trigger man watching from wherever, and but that's what hit me in my vehicle. I was in the I was sitting behind the TC, and it hit my side, and I can't remember much. I do vaguely I didn't get knocked out or anything right away. I do remember getting hit.
Yeah.
Because I came back to, it was almost like, just at a, snap of a moment, like my whole world changed. Like I felt like I was like in a dream for a second, but then I realized we just got hit by an IED. And then I knew like, oh God, like we just got hit by an IED. Like, I mean, first reaction most of the time when an IED hits, like, you want to like get out of the truck and figure out what's going on, or like, obviously whoever the driver and TC, like it's kind of a controlled chaos. I'm sure you guys know. And then we get out, dismount, try to figure out what's going on or whatever. And all I can remember is I was pissed off. I just want to get out of the truck and just figure out what the hell's going on. But then I blacked out. And from there to when I woke up into the hospital in Baghdad, is all what I've been told from everyone in between, from the medic to the PAs to the pilots to the doctors to even my father. My father was over there in Baghdad at the same time. I woke up to him in the hospital.
Was he active at the same time?
He was contracting over there.
Fuck! Imagine getting that fucking news. Holy shit!
Yeah, and then not only
And
that,
he was only not where he was staying at was not far from where I was staying at, so it was a real quick ride for him to come down to the hospital, come see me.
Yeah.
But the medic and the E6 I was sitting in, that was TCing the Humvee, from what I was told, said that I blacked out. Like he said the TC, the NCO, Sergeant Lopez, he asked what was going on in the vehicle. I remember this because he was yelling at the driver and telling him to like just drive, move, get out of the way, because the vehicle was still able to move.
Yeah.
And the gunner was slouched over, and I didn't know if he was alive or dead. I mean, he was alive. He was just knocked out. And the guy sitting to my left was fine because he was. I remember him grabbing the gunner at the same time, and that's when I blacked out, and that's when Sergeant Lopez knew something was wrong with me because I was quiet. I wasn't responding to him. So they got the vehicle out of the way. They tried to get me out on my side, but the door was so screwed on my side that they couldn't open it. It looked like damn Swiss cheese, and they had to pull me over on the other side of the Humvee and get me on the street and lay me down. He said, which was a whole. Because, I mean, you guys know, if you've ever been in a Humvee with ammo cans and stuff, it's hard.
And not only that, fucking blood pouring out everywhere.
Shit
it's
everywhere.
slippery as shit. Yeah, it's a nightmare to try to do anything, dude, let alone pull out a body out, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, they got me out and laid me on the street. And then before the medic come up to me, Sergeant Lopez said that, I was just sitting there, and then that my eyes were open and closing, that I wasn't like really responding, but he was like, he pretty much said that he was like slapping me across the face to keep me awake. Then the medic got there, and the medic said that, I was hit so hot, my amputation was, or where I was hit, it was so high that they couldn't apply a tourniquet, so he'd just try to gauze it up, stuff it up, or just hold pressure to stop that bleeding.
Yeah.
Because the femoral artery got
nipped,
hit stuff.
Not even nipped. I mean, we're talking about a fucking EFP, dude. That shit.
Yeah. And he said that he couldn't stop the bleeding, but he had his own clamps, and that he was able to pull that artery out and clamp it.
Thank God.
Yeah. If he didn't do that, I'd be dead in that street. And but the fight wasn't over there. It was just good enough to move me to the nearest aid station, which wasn't that far. The fob that I was nearest when I got hit was called Fob Justice. It was in Kadamia in Baghdad, just like the northwestern part of the city. And but I got to that aid station, and the PA there, this female captain at the time, which I had met her afterwards. She told me I got in there and that I was really not stable, and that I had more issues that I was in. She knew I was internally bleeding. That's what was killing me. But they couldn't do anything right then and there, and that the helicopters had to come get me from the Baghdad cache, which wasn't far from where it was at. it would be just a quick jump there and back. And but the pilot from what the pilots had told me, that they weren't like, I guess they're set out there ready to go, when they hear about this type of stuff, and that, they get the go to go get whoever.
Yeah, they station some call a BP, a battle position, and they'll just hover around until you guys need them. They'll come in. Yeah.
And they weren't like really cleared to fly because the weather status was like red or black because there was really bad weather. And but they went anyways, to come pick me up. And it was just one crew. They didn't have their wingman crew with them, and which was pretty crazy to me. That they did that. They went out of their SOP to come get me, but their flight wasn't that far away. So they came and got me back, and then just immediately, into the OR, into the Baghdad cache there, and from the surgical staff, that they said they had to amputate my right leg, and I had suffered some 3rd-degree burns, and they had to open me up and stop that bleeding and all that, and that I was stable. But from what my dad was there, from what he was telling me, that they gave him like, be prepared for the worst. We don't know if we can save him. Yeah. He's already flatlined pretty much a couple of times. I don't know. They had to bring me back a couple of times, but then I guess at one point I survived it, and obviously I woke up. And I saw my father there. And the funny thing is, what my dad told me, kind of a funny story between all that. So I guess when I was able,
I said, I'm glad there's a funny story in this.
All right. Yeah. So me and my father love him. We're close. Me and my whole family, we're really close, and we, me and my dad talk shit to each other a lot. And just out of fun, like busting each other's balls. We've done this for a long time. But I guess at one point he said that, I was when I was laying there, and the doctor said that, like, all right, he's stable, like he maybe could wake up or not, and then he said he was standing over there, and there was like people all around, like doctors and other people, and I think that, like, I think maybe like some of my like command was there, and I'm not really sure, but he said he tried to wake me up. He said that I did wake up. I woke up, and he said that I stared right at him. And he said, I flipped him the fucking bird. I gave him the middle finger. Like I was pissed off for him waking me up and went right back to sleep.
And then he was like, oh, yeah, he's good.
And yeah, and then he told me, he's like, after that, he's like, oh, yeah,
I slept. He told you I slept after that.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question? I mean, you don't have to answer it if you want, but I'd imagine this was extremely difficult for your father. This was obviously a long transition for you after the fact. Did he go back to work, or did he just, it's over, stood home?
So, okay, yeah. From there, he came all the way. I did all my therapy and stuff at San Antonio, Texas, at Brooke Army Medical Center. And he came all the way back there with me. And
fuck yeah.
And then my mother and my sister had met me there, and then I was in the hospital, and then did my surgeries and stuff. And then he had asked me while I was there, and I know my dad had to work. He's like, hey man, like I still got this work and overseas. He's like, do you want me to go? But I was like, yeah, Dad, go get your money, make it work, man. I don't care. Mom's here, we'll be all right. So I didn't care,
Yeah.
And but he made sure everything was fine all the way up until I got to the States, and then my mom was there. My dad went back overseas to finish work.
Oh. And said my regards to your dad. He's a fucking gangster, man.
Dude, that's some fucking good shit. And then he talked about it's we're able to make that joke in that kind of situation. And after going through that shit, your sense of humor gets kind of skewed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Jay waking up and flipping his dad off after being, he said he fucking flatlined a few times.
Yeah.
They brought him back. So he's fucking stable enough to wake up, know what the fuck's going on. And I mean, it's subconsciously at some level.
Yeah.
But to wake up and flip his dad off, it's like, I want to go back to sleep, motherfucker. That's fucking good shit. I bet that was the 1 second where your dad was like, all right, we're good. Yeah. We're gonna be able to do this thing. It's gonna be an adjustment, but we're gonna be able to do it.
And also, just want to interject with some of the listeners out there that are probably just like, oh, I wouldn't know. I went. Let me explain something to you, man. Especially when you've established a lifestyle that somewhat circulates around the sort of income you make contracting. This shit is not easy to just give up without a game plan or transition plan. You know what I mean? So he had to. But listen, he waited until his son was Gucci, and even then, I'm sure he was willing to pop smoke if his son
dude,
said, nah,
if Jay would have said, if you fucking, can you stay here with me? I'm sure he'd have made whatever calls he needed to stay. Say, hey man, my fucking kid needs me. That's it.
All day.
Yeah. So
but that's what we are, man. All right, you know, shit happens, people. You know, we got a fucking duty. We got shit to do, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucking right on.
That's fucking good shit, man.
Sorry. So transitioning. Talk to us about you know, going through the shit you had to just overcome and accept after the fact. Like, talk to us about the road.
So then that was that. So from then and there, from being in the hospital to when I left that place, that was a weird time in my life, I guess. Mm-hmm. At least at the very beginning part of it. So I didn't know. You know, I have no leg. I got this. I had an ostomy bag for a while. You know, I'm shitting out of a bag from my stomach. You know, burns, freaking. You know, I didn't know what to do, but what I did know is I did not want to be in that state no more. I wanted to be gone and moved on with my life. I just didn't know how I was going to do it at the time. You know, I'll tell you two stories of what I mean, I don't care if it's going to be out there, but I'll tell you the story that I tell people, like at speeches and stuff, and I'll tell you the true story.
Hey, listen,
dude, it's your fucking show, man. Tell as many stories as you got.
FYI, this is pre-recorded as well. So if you're uncomfortable within the next day or so, fucking text me ASAP and the shit's gone, dude.
Yeah.
I'll keep it. It's nothing bad, but, you know. But
dude, fucking let your freak flag fly, man. If you got some fucking shit to throw down, throw that shit down.
Just to give you a little context, the episode will be titled "Your Name." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, just no pressure.
I really.
And no, just to be real, we have guys that come on that are fucking still active at doing whatever they're doing. And some guys will say something, and like a couple days later, they'll get a hold of Jason. They'll be like, hey, man, can you fucking pull this off the show? And we just pull it off. You know, that's the fucking way we do it. We know people have real lives and shit going on, and that's how it fucking works, man. It's when we say it's your show, we fucking mean it. So if you want us to strike something or, you know, throw a couple more motherfuckers in there, we're down with that shit.
No, that's fine. I'll still tell you the story the best I can. But I mean, when I was there, I did surgery, and you know what? I was only inpatient at the hospital, only for like 3 weeks. You know, I did all my surgeries, and my burn scars healed, and all this, you know. And then I was outpatient status and could live out, you know, at the barracks or guest housing or whatever. And my mother could still stay with me, help me with just like wound treatment, wound care. And, which was, you know, kind of phenomenal, I guess, because one of the damn nurses like, you're healing like Wolverine, bro. Like, you're good, man. Like, shit.
Yeah, I want to hear that shit.
I'm like, fuck yeah, you know. And, but shortly after that, I was able to put on, you know, at least, you know, like my burn scars and all the wounds had to heal first before I can like try on a prosthetic, you know, and all that. And like, it's really, really complicated with someone like me, being all the way up to the hip where I lost my leg, hip disarticulation. Yeah. And, a lot of people with a level of amputation that I got, either, you know, they wear their prosthetic, but not as much, or they don't really wear it at all. They just use either crutches or stay in a chair. And I didn't like that. You know, I didn't like sitting in a chair, at least, you know. I was at least on crutches.
Yeah.
And so I did therapy, you know, fitting with the prosthetic, walking around. Pretty much was just, you know, meeting with my PT every day and doing stuff. And it was an emotional roller coaster for at least, you know, the first 3-4 months, maybe, you know. And it was over because I got there in July 2007, and then it was past that Christmas time frame. So I went on like leave, and I went home for like the holidays and stuff. Then I got back in January. It was over the holiday break where I just really realized, you know, I was finally like out in the real world instead of being at a military base doing PT. I was back home, you know, after being overseas. And then, you know, but anyways, I was home, and then like, you know, realizing like I'm in the real world, like I'm walking around on crutches and trying to use a prosthetic. And I was like, man, this is either, you know, kind of shitty. I don't really like this that much. You know, I want to try, you know, I need to do something different. And I came back from Christmas leave with the mindset of like, fuck, I need to figure this shit out, you know. Stop fucking laying on my ass and, you know, fucking whatever. You know, all I did was tried and was drinking a lot at that time. I didn't take any pills. I refused to take pain meds or any type of pills at the time because I absolutely fucking hated being on pills. Because I saw the worst in people when they were on that shit in San Antonio. And
well, I would venture off and say you had foresight, sir. Considering everything we've been ran through the last few years or so, especially with this opiate crisis. I mean, there's fucking prescription happy fucking doctors on both sides of the fence, federal and private.
Yeah, I mean, they would like give me pain pills and stuff, and I was like, man, I don't need the shit. You know, and it really didn't help at all. Other than I felt good for however long it lasted, but I didn't need it. I just the pain management at that time was weird, I guess, for guys. Even now, so I guess they're trying to cut back on that stuff. But anyways, I just didn't like it because I didn't like how I felt, and I saw what it did to other people. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy, you know.
Yeah.
And but when I got back from that Christmas time, and it was like January, I started trying, I guess. And then, you know, I was still drinking a lot. Me and my buddies, other guys that got hurt, either lost limbs, burnt, you know, blind or whatever. We all go out drinking all the time. You know, we go to the bars, clubs, whatever. And it was that one time we're at a club, and I'm sitting at the bar, and all the guys, we had our own table, big area, like a VIP area. And we had, you know, guys in wheelchairs, guys, you know, without hands or without legs or burnt, all that. And then I'm up at the bar, and I said, hey guys, you know how it is. Let me order this round of drinks. What do you want? Yeah. So I went up, and they told me. So I went up to the bar, and I talked to the bartender. I was like, hey man, it was a man. It was a girl actually. I was like, hey, I'm ordering the round, and it was like a bunch of, you know, drinks, like multiple drinks, multiple shots, whatever. And from the bar to the table was no more than like maybe 10 or 15 feet, you know. But I wasn't on a prosthetic. I was in crutches at the time. So I'm up there and like, all right, how the fuck am I going to get the fucking, like I couldn't like just use my own two hands and just pick up this tray and the drinks and just walk them over to the fucking table, which was only 10 feet fucking behind me. And it was that aha moment. I mean, I was halfway, you know, fucking drunk, and I was that moment. I'm just like, fuck, man. I have to ask this bartender or server to help fucking bring a few drinks and some shots to a bunch of people that's 10 feet behind me, and I gotta ask fucking help for that shit. It was literally that aha moment that night. You know, halfway drunk, I couldn't bring drinks to the fucking table for my buddies. You know, I had to, you know, get help and get my crutches and get someone to bring the shit. And then, like, literally right after that, you're like, boom, I fucking killed it at therapy. I figured out how to use the leg without any type of assistive devices, no crutches, no canes, and just fucking moved on from there, man. And then literally, and then I was in San Antonio in July, and I was gone back home, medically retired, and with my, you know, and all that done the next year by May, June, 08. So I was only there for 10, 11 months, man. But it was that aha moment that night from like February to April or May, that June of 08 or whatever, was when I really busted my ass and fucking figured it out, man. And then I've always just stayed with that mentality.
So earlier we were talking about you actually going in pretty hard on the working out, and you just told us that, you know, you had to learn how to kind of like fall back. We remember, I don't know if you remember having the same conversation with Rudy.
Right.
Rudy saying that he had to learn to not be so active in the working out because you
get injured.
Yeah. So talk to us about when you came to that conclusion and, you know, where we are right now.
Well, I'd also like to point out, this is one of the few times where I've heard about fucking booze doing a good thing for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because if he wouldn't have had to fucking carry those drinks.
It dawned on him, right?
Yeah, he was just like,
he
you know
can't
what?
Bullshit.
I need fucking assistance with this shit, and it fucking pisses me off, so I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times I've ever heard of booze doing good shit for fucking people.
Yeah, exactly.
Only time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
take it. We'll take those lessons however they come. It sounded like that one, granted it was fucking painful, but Jesus Christ, you had that fucking moment, and now I see you doing all kinds of cool shit on fucking social media, so.
Talk about the working out.
So I mean, my whole life I've always been like active, athlete or whatever, sports and all that. And even after I retired in '08, I didn't really take, fitness seriously even then. That was, a long time ago. I just kind of worked out here and there. Only like maybe, 4 or 5 years ago, if that, I started like, all right, man, I'm getting older. I need to like really concentrate on my fitness and all that, and this is going to be my life for the rest of my life. I need to be able to function, and not worry about it. It was another one of those moments. I can't remember exactly when, but it was another one of those moments where I was just like, man, dude, I don't need to be, get older, become like unfit, and then I can't use my prosthetic, and I need to rely on people again. I was like, I need to fucking, get my ass in gear and figure it out again. So I started working out and stuff again, and then getting into stuff, and then I had some friends that were missing limbs, whatever, that were doing that stuff too, and I was like, let me just get back into it. And then I had friends here where I live in South Carolina that really that really were into fitness and all that. I just started hanging out with them and then going to the gym, and then next thing you know, my friends that are on social media and stuff, like I really was on social media that much, or didn't take it too seriously, but the guys I saw were like, killing it, like doing like some crazy stuff, like freaking powerlifting, strongman, CrossFit, whatever. So I kind of like dabbled into that type of stuff, and then I kind of opened up my world a few years back to much different things. And I started trying to do like heavy lifting, powerlifting, strongman stuff, and that's when I moved out to met a lot of people, and that's when I worked out there in Austin at Rogue American. And we were doing all that crazy stuff out there at that gym, and you've been out there, man. Like that was a good time. But not shortly after that, but I realized I was doing that stuff, man. I loved picking up that heavy weight, moving around or whatever. It was a good time, but I realized again, another aha moment. I started feeling injuries and stuff. I was like, oh wait, man. I need to be able to do this for the rest of my life and not just look cool to pick up big weights. And then a few years later, I'm in and out of surgeries again because I fucked my shit up from trying to pick up heavy ass weights. I dialed back on all that shit and just started doing functional stuff now. Nice. Because that might look cool at the moment, picking up heavy weight as a one-legged man. But what's more cooler to me is being able to do this shit until I'm fucking 90 or 100 years old, if I live that long.
Yeah.
So that's what's more important for me.
Is it safe to say that you're at a position right now, well, you're at a place right now where your workouts or your routine are functional for just sustainment? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the listener that is actually just interested in that, what is it that you do? Give them something, a little routine.
Okay, so I travel for work a lot, man. I'm always going out on the road or whatever, so I got to improvise the stuff, like, because, hotel gyms and all that stuff don't usually have everything that you need, but it really, and you know what, they really do have everything you need if you think about it. Usually most hotel gyms have like elliptical, a cable machine, and some dumbbells, man. You can do a lot with all that.
Hey, let's not forget about our gyms that we made overseas, the FOB gyms, man. Them shits was ghetto.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'll do stuff like I try to think about, all right, what do I do every day, and what can I do to make it better, So every day, obviously, I walk on a prosthetic leg, right?
Yeah.
So what can I do to make that better? And one of the most important things about walking on a prosthetic is have a strong core, because if you have a weak core and you dip and you walk with a messed up gait, you'll see a lot of people with amputations, whether they be below the knee or above the knee or at the hip or whatever, they really dip into their prosthetic side as they're walking, and that's because they have a weak core, or it could be a lot of things, but a weak core could really mess up your back that way, and then you'll have to figure out, like, maybe go through surgeries or stuff again, or not have to wear a leg again. So, because every day I'm constantly walking, I'm trying to keep my like core engaged. Because if you keep your core engaged and strong as you're walking or running, even as a two-legged person, you're gonna sustain your back.
So what you're saying is it's like almost like an economy of motion where you're protecting your back by strengthening the muscles of your legs, so that way it's not your back straining and taking on all the weight, because it's picked up for the slack that your missing leg caused. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, because a lot of amputees, as they walk or whatever for a long time, they develop like a lot of injuries, especially in their back. Because they don't have two stable, I guess, legs beneath them to keep that core engaged and strong. You keep your core engaged and strong as an amputee, you're going to be able to walk and function for a longer time than most. I
got one last question for you, Jay. That's me. I'm sure Steve's probably got some. The amount of support you received, can we talk about that? And was it satisfactory to you, your expectations?
Oh, absolutely. Like you're talking about from when I got hurt to like even now.
Yes, sir.
So I have a strong family, a lot of good friends and stuff, and like, that family that my family blood, they were there every step of the way, and they still are, and just having that support system was amazing. I couldn't imagine doing that, going through all that without having like a strong support system like that, and whether, I know a lot of guys have different, stories and all that. They didn't have family or, whatever, but, even just like a good, strong group of friends there, goes a long way, having that, going through all that type of stuff. Because your friends or your family will keep you on your toes if they're doing the right thing.
Right on.
Awesome. Hey, tell us about some of the foundations and some of the charities you're involved with.
So there's a few that I really support, or has helped me over the years. There's three of them actually that I really support. And the first one I'll talk about is called the Troops First Foundation. So how I got in touch with them is I actually back in early part of 2010, I actually went back to Iraq as a wounded veteran, and there was like a whole group of us, like 8 or 9 of us that went. And the Troops First Foundation was the one that did these trips back for wounded veterans. They did that in Iraq and Afghanistan. They called it what was the name of it exactly? I can't think of it at the top of my head. It'll come to me in a second, but it was a proper exit. That's what they're called. They're the proper exit 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I think they did like 10 plus trips back to Iraq and Afghanistan each for veterans that got wounded over there, to go back and do these do town hall meetings, meet the guys at their FOBs, their places, and just talk with troops and all that. Yeah. There's two things about that was really cool for me and for a lot of the guys that went over there. Was one, it kind of brought closure for me. Because I got to go back to the place I got hurt, even got to fly over the area of where I got hurt and see the spot, and then and then talking with the troops and giving them like my advice or whatever, then coming back home. It wasn't because, for me or for everyone that got hurt like that over there, never got to go back. It was just you went from one crazy instance to another, like you're back in the real world. There was no like transitional period. Yeah. And now, so it was like kind of a closure.
Yeah, almost like it closed the loop, for you. Yeah,
exactly.
It made you face that anxiety of being back in that space, but also showing them, like you said, hey, if anything does happen to you guys out here, look at me. We'll take care of you.
There's life after it.
Yeah, we got you, bro. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. And a lot of those types of questions were asked by the troops that were over there at that time, like what can I look forward to? What if this was to happen? And it was great, like giving that type of advice to the people over there at the time. So I mean, they're a great organization. They're still doing great stuff now, and if people wanted to ever check them out, they can always go to their like websites and all that. It's called Faherty's Troops First Foundation. The man that, Faherty, the name is Dave Faherty, the Irish golf announcer dude. Really cool guy. He's number one supporting of veterans, and another guy named Rick Kell, like the founders of it, and they have just a good group of people doing great stuff for the veterans, even now to this day. And another one that has helped me over the years, or I support, or has helped a lot of my friends, really, mainly more than me. I think they're based out of like the Philly and Jersey area, but they help everyone, not just local veterans, and stuff. They help everyone that they can. They're called Operation First Response. They help a lot of the wounded veterans and their families and all that stuff I think they help with many things, financial aid or whatever they can help with, that's all they do. 100% of their money really helps out the veterans that are in need. I won't go into specific stories of like how they've helped people. That's their personal business, but they've done some good stuff.
We'll take your word for it.
Nah, we believe you, bro.
Yeah.
We believe you.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, speaking with you, man, I'm glad you sound good, man. You sound like you're there. You're good enough to help others, and that's great considering where you've been, man. Great fucking example to set for these individuals willing to go out there and do exactly what you did. Put it all on the line, man. And to hear you on this show right now, fucking, shepherding these guys, that are there in those boots right now and showing them, bro, you'll be okay. I got this. Thank you, man. Seriously, thanks. Appreciate it, Jay.
I appreciate it.
That's fucking good shit. So you mentioned Troops First Foundation and Operation First Response, and then you said you had 3. What's the other one?
Last one is, so just recently, I started scuba diving.
Right.
And something like I always like try to do different things, and like I've never done scuba diving before, and so they're called Warfighter Scuba.
Oh, nice.
And they're based. The guy that runs is named Nick Powers. He's based out of Roatan, Honduras. He used to be in the Marine Corps, and
sorry, I'm predisposed. Yeah, you know what I mean. Every time you say Marine Corps,
he can't help it.
Yeah, he used to be in the Marine Corps, and he did some contracting for a while. And him and his family, as a wife and daughter, they moved out there to Roatan. And he has his own job doing, I think, like website stuff, but he also started that foundation where he can certify combat wounded veterans to be scuba divers, and I got wind of it by, oh God, I'm trying to remember exactly how I got wind of it. I think someone had sent it to me via over Instagram, or it was something like that, and I just kind of sat on it for a while. Oh, no. Okay, I know how I got wind of it. My buddy Damon, who used to be 1st Ranger Battalion, he went down there and got certified. He got wounded, and he had terminal cancer, and he survived it, and now he's doing great, and he went down there and got certified as a scuba diver. He just kind of, we were just hanging out, and he just telling me about it, and I was creeping on their stuff, and I didn't really think nothing of it, he's like, dude, just reach out to them. I told him about you, and he's really interested on trying to certify, because apparently he's never certified someone with amputation, and he wanted to try something different. So he told me to reach out. So I reached out and talked to him, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm trying to do good. Like, he just kind of started up. He's like, I want to try to certify someone with an amputation, man. I'm trying to expand, and show people what I can do. And talked to him for like a few months before I even before I applied. And
so you guys did you did the due diligence prior to that, but you guys were fucking committed. You're all in. Like, this is gonna be awesome. This is trailblazing.
Yeah, exactly. So I applied online, and then tried it out, and then maybe half a year or so later, I was able to go down to Roatan. This was early this year. This was like February or March this year. That's my first time going down there to learn to scuba dive. So before you go down there, you have to take some online stuff and get, make sure you got to do like some online things where you go down there, and then you can like take a written test and then like the water test and all that stuff. Dude, I fell in love with it immediately. As soon as I got into the water, you're only there for 1 week at a time, and you're diving every day except for like, the day before you leave. And then it's all on your pace. But the whole point of it is to get the guys to get certified with their open water certification. And but I was able to dive every day, like multiple times a day, where I got my open water, my full face, my nitrox, and my advance all done in 1 week. And wow. I just loved it, man. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, bro. So what was it like kicking with fins with your normal leg and then your prosthetic? Was it because you're talking about keeping your core strong? So did all the exercises keeping your core strong help you with the prosthetic and then the fins?
Dude, I didn't wear my leg. I just do it all one-legged, man.
Oh, how the fuck was that? Was
almost
it
like
awesome?
like a butterfly almost, I would say.
A dolphin kick, pretty much.
Well, yeah.
Like a little tadpole,
Yeah. So did you just like one regular fin, or did you get a wider fin, or what?
Yeah, the rocket
So
fins.
at first we just did the regular fin and all that, just got used to that, and towards the end of the week, no, not even that first time. The second time I went down there to try it out, I did it with a free diving fin, the longer fin,
right?
And it worked out great because like my buddy, the one that certified me, Nick, he's like, dude, you're like a damn merman, dude. You're like a fish, bro. You belong under the water, man. You're a natural diver, and I loved it, man. And but it was great. I mean, I figured it. I mean, at first it was like getting used to like getting down there, equalizing, and but then like immediately when I was down there, I was like, oh, this is simple. I get it. Everything was perfect. Like, because it's not just you go down there and you're cool. Like, obviously you have to, learn some things like safety stuff and like, and I love it because you're just in your own head down there, and then it's like peaceful. You don't have to hear things. It's just, and especially down there when the water's clear, you can just see all this beautiful stuff. And it was just, I mean, it was like another way of like being, what's the word? Like it's some kind of like a therapeutical thing, mentally,
It's meditation. I mean, you're in the water. It's a complete silence, just you and your air, your breath, your heartbeat, and then just your visual stimuli, and it's just peaceful, and you're floating. And you also have to move through the water gracefully, so you're not fatiguing yourself. So it's almost like a dance, and once you get into it, that's it. That is the therapy.
And everything moves slower, too.
Beautiful, man.
You have time to think.
Fuck yeah, I get it. Steve definitely gets it. How many hours you spend in the water, Steve?
A lot. More
fish.
A couple thousand.
Jesus.
I do that recreational stuff. I don't do all that cool guy stuff, man.
No, it was a very few. Dude, even when I was recreational diving, I would wait and go lobster diving at night. So it was still night diving. So I have like maybe 2 or 3 hours of like looking at pretty shit in the water, and the rest is fucking night diving with fucking bombs on and shit.
We did a few night diving down there, but it was with big moonbeam lights and looking for stuff between the corals and all that. But I actually enjoy the night diving more than I did the daytime dive.
Yeah, it definitely fucking heightens your senses for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got in the water at night dive, did you hear the doo-doom, 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 doo-doom?
Actually, you get down there, you don't see anything. It's just dark, It's just, and I really didn't get scared, man. It's just
it's not because you can't really get scared, man. Because there's no fucking where for you to go. So it's just one of those situations. You're like, this could be it, man.
Dude, you know that void, like where all the light just stops when you're looking down in the water and just stops, and it's like that dark blue pit that turns into that shit scares the fuck out of me.
They call that the blue veil.
Man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, some
she's
shit.
Scary. Some
shit for sure. All right, man. You got anybody for us to sing out? We got to fucking wrap it up. We could sit here and talk to you for another couple hours, but it's that's just the way it goes down, man.
I could talk about the whole George Bush painting.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
God.
actually one of the guys. Oh my God, that's so, dude. Honestly,
I almost fucking spaced that. You see how fucking challenged I
to me,
am.
this is a huge thing because at this point, from what just to give you my opinion on the situation, Bush, a very young leader, right, and brought up in politics, groomed to be this, okay, albeit as it may, you know, maybe he got into things a little bit more heated than he should, or whatever. But what I feel this project was for him was his, what do you call it, his way of making amends almost, and getting down to the base and touching the individuals his decisions affected and staring it at the face and saying, I'm here for you. I'm staring at you and I'm going to paint your fucking face so I can remember. I'm going to burn this shit in my retina, and with whatever I got, I'm going to sing your praises. Man, I don't know. That's what it meant to me.
Well, dude, there was never any doubt on what that guy was all about, man. Never any. That guy was fucking about it. He was about about our people, fucking inside and out. Say whatever you want to about the guy, but he fucking had the troops back big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't care how people talk. You take care of me, fuck it. You
Say
can be
whatever the
verbally
fuck you
abusive
want.
as you
Fuck
want.
you.
I'm pretty sure I'm used to that in the military. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, that was a pretty cool thing to be part of, man. I can give you the quick story, a long story about it.
Fucking take your time, bro. Let's fucking hear it.
All right. So back in 2011 or 12, I'd got a message from a buddy of mine who was on his Secret Service detail there in Texas, and he told me about George Bush having this Warrior Open golf tournament out there in Dallas, Texas, you know, and I like to play golf. And that's another thing that I've done my whole life before I even got hurt, since I was a young kid, that I've just always done and enjoyed. And but he knew I like to play golf. He's like, bro, you need to like check this thing out and, you know, apply for it, see if you can get on the play this Warrior Open thing that President Bush has going. And so I applied and I got picked to go play at his tournament in 2012. And he's done this every year since then. You know, he's done a tournament and a bike ride. And so I went and played in 2012 in that tournament, and that's how I got introduced to the president and that team. You know, he has that Bush, the thing called the Bush Center, and they're in Dallas, Texas. And he has a whole team of people that do a lot of different things, and the Military Service Initiative and all that. It's a really cool organization, man. I would tell people to look it up, but I got to play in the tournament in 2012, and I played actually 3 different times: 2012, 2015, and 2017. And 2000, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the exact year, man. But I got an email from the people at the Bush Center, because they reach out every year. They always keep in touch, the family and everyone. They always make sure that all the guys that ever, because once you do one of the golf tournaments or the bike ride, you become part of the alumni team. They call it Team 43.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and so they have, you know, there's a, you know, Facebook page that we all have that's private that we keep in touch there, and they email. The people always call and keep in touch. The George Bush and his wife Lauren, they always make sure they check on us and we're all right. And it's kind of neat,
That's
you know.
so awesome. He's in a private group chat with
the man,
dude,
GW.
dude.
His team of people, and then he sends postcards every year for everyone's birthday, you know. And anyways, I got an email from the team saying hey, President Bush is doing this thing. It really was kind of secretive at first. I really didn't know what was going on. It's we got the gist of it. He made a portrait of you, and in order for him to publish it, he needs your signature.
Your
use it.
Giving him your likeness rights.
Yeah. So I really didn't know what was going on. I kind of had an idea, heard rumors here and there that a book was going to come out or something. You know, it's just, whatever. So I signed the thing, and the next thing you know, he's putting out that book that had all the portraits of the warriors and all that. And it was I think he did 99 portraits and 66 different warriors, and he did all these portraits in a time span over like a year and a half.
Wow.
And it's called Portraits of Courage. And the portraits are actually right now, the actual portraits, they've been traveling for the past couple of years. They're actually at the new Kennedy Center there in D.C. And if anyone's listening in D.C., man, go check it out. I think it's there till like November, in the middle of November, but they're traveling all the time.
Go check out Jay Fain's portrait.
Portraits of Courage by GW.
Go see how gorgeous a real warrior looks.
That's right.
And if you buy the book, go to page 79. That's where my beautiful face will be.
There you go. AFYI. What if, because listen, I know people that collect books, and there's individuals that will, because they're listening, would love to send you a book and have you sign that page. So is there any, do you have a correspondence? Someone can mail you a book so you can sign it and mail it back to them?
Yeah, I'll do it in a heartbeat, man. No problem.
Cool, man. We'll have them reach out to you on Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
Right on.
But yeah, that was a cool thing, man. Like in that book, and the money that he raised for all that was is supposed to help. The whole initiative with that is to help veterans in transition, because that's the toughest part for any veteran getting out of the military, is whole transitional period. And that transitional period could last years, man. You know, it's been 12, 13 years since I've been out. I still struggle with some type of transition to this day. But the guys initially getting out don't know what's going on, all that. You know, that's the whole whole point of trying to help these guys and girls, not just guys. I keep saying guys and girls out there getting out in their transitional period.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
And but yeah, you know, that was a whole initiative for that, to help veterans in transition and PTS. You know, that money was to help that initiative at their organization there.
Dude, that's fucking great shit. That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
So is he as fucking cool as he seems, or what?
He's exactly like you think he would be. Yeah. He's just a good old boy, man, just nice as hell, man. Like, I'll tell you a quick funny story about just one thing. So that first time I did that golf tournament, it was there in Dallas at the Las Colinas Country Club. And before you get to the first tee box, the ceremony, you know, we're all of us that are playing in the tournament, we're all just on the practice putting green. You know, just putting around. And, you know, it was like 5 or 10. It was like 10 minutes till the opening ceremony, right? And the putting green was separate from, like, because there's hundreds of people and stuff there, you know, that paid to go watch this tournament. There's a separation from the putting green to the people on the cart path, you know. So we're all putting and just standing around waiting to go walk up onto the green. We had to wait for the man, President Bush, to come, and we walk up on there with him. And so we're putting around, practicing. So he walks on the putting green, man, away from people, and like the only people that can hear what he's saying is us out there. He walks onto the putting green. He looks at it. He's like, and he has that little funny smirk on his face. He's like, "All right, boys, pick up your balls." And we all just started cracking up laughing.
What an icebreaker. Everybody on attention, and the president fucking rolls up. Everybody's just quiet, and, you know, assholes pucking up, and next thing you know, pick up your balls. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it. It was funny, man. And we all just started laughing, and then it just started off just happy that way. And then when you actually personally meet him, he's exactly what you think he is, man. Just a good guy, man. Just solid dude, and just happy guy. He's not like one way or the other, man. He is what he is, and he means well. You can tell he just has a good soul and a good heart, you know.
Right on, man.
Dude, that's so fucking refreshing to hear in comparison to what we have going on across the planet right now, man. That's good shit. Well, I can't fucking thank you enough, Jay, man. Thanks so fucking much for coming on and doing us a solid. So what we gathered is at JLimp is your Instagram handle. Is that?
Yep, JAYLIMP.
That's it, at JAYLIMP, which is pretty fucking funny, by the way. It's awesome that you have a sense of fucking humor about that. That makes me happy. And then you brought up the Troops First Foundation, the Operation First Response, and the Warfighter Scuba.
Rabbi Marine.
That's right. So we'll be sure to shout those guys out. Anything else you want us to throw down for you?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, those guys and the Bush Center, you know, they have their initiative too that helps with veterans. It's called the Military Service Initiative. Check them out as well.
Military Service Initiative at the Bush Center.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Where you can find it.
Well, hey, bro. Appreciate you. Fucking thank you for everything you've done and everything you continue to do. And if there's ever anything we can do for you, let us know. And we're easy to find, man. When you're out here in Manhattan the next time, be sure to fucking look me up so we can take you out to dinner and you can come over to the skiff and see what the hell we have going on up here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And likewise, man, if you're ever in the Carolinas or South Carolina, hit me up.
We certainly
I'm always on the road, though, man, so it's going to be hard.
Hey, keep at it, baby.
Well, hell, be fucking safe out there.
All right, brother, you too.
All right, man, you take good care. Thank you very much.
Out.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all have a good one.
Fucking solid cat right there.
Yeah, man. Hey, it blows me away, like the stories of the individuals that have like given a piece of them, left a piece of them out there, and I'm so fascinated with the occurrence and like what they're going through, their state of mind, and it's sometimes, I mean, even though, you know, some could say that I've been through certain situations that I put.
But dude, they had to tear him off the fucking Humvee door, dude.
This is ridiculous.
They had a projectile the size of that fucking water bottle that's molten fucking copper. A piece of fucking copper, approximately probably half the size of a softball cut in half, right? Yeah. It's fucking liquid copper. Yeah. Come blazing through a fucking Humvee door. You know it stuck him to the door.
It forms a perfect flechette. The energy forms a perfect flechette.
And then
out of those copper plates.
And then they fucking had to, you know, they had to tear his ass off the fucking door because he was stuck to it. The motherfucker was on fire.
Mangled, yeah. Well, and that's another thing too. Like he said, which to me, I would love to understand the intricacies of this. How the fuck did they get him to where he had to go without tourniqueting him?
No, he said the guy had fucking clamps on him. He had to reach inside.
Clamped his arteries.
They had to fucking reach inside and grab his fucking femoral and his
surgical from the beginning.
Reach inside of him, grab his fucking arteries, clamp those bitches up because you got one on both sides, man.
Oh my God, man, this shit.
That's some shit.
I mean, they went to work, man. Kudos to those fucking medics, dude.
And they're probably under fire while the shit's going down.
Dude, not even under fire. They're still on the fucking X. They're trying to push off the X. And then next thing you know, your vehicle's shit. You got to fucking adapt and overcome. Flip to the other side. Pull him.
And you got to tear him off the fucking door. And he's still on fire.
And you know what?
He's still on fire.
And I will say this. That's a testament to the effort.
God damn.
Just when anybody will look at a situation and say, I don't think this is gonna be good. Fuck it, try.
Do it anyway,
bro.
We'll fucking freak out about it later.
That's all we owe each other. Just fucking try.
Yeah, and if you listen to what he said, the medic had his own like equipment with him. So not only was it like military issued stuff, the guy went out, spent his own money because he cared about the fucking troops, and he brought his own shit. Kudos to that guy.
Yeah,
kudos to that whole entire fucking team, man.
I have rarely met a medic or a corpsman who wasn't about his shit. I will say that job filters out the lazy motherfuckers. You cannot continue doing that job and not be about it. I will say that. So if you meet a fucking medic or a corpsman that has successfully completed several tours and brought motherfuckers back, hey, that's a man right there, man. That's the man right there.
Dude, what about fucking Doc Kirby? That guy's fucking still all about it.
Fucking still number one in my book. Anybody can do their own tracheotomy will always be number one.
Dude, while you're parallel strapped to the deck of a fucking moving bird.
Holy shit. Yep, that's the windpipe.
And then jam your fucking finger in the hole to make sure it's fucking big enough.
Stretch it out a bit. I gotta stretch it.
Well, next time I figure it out, I'm gonna be downwind or upwind. You're gonna be in this chair. Because the cigar smoke, that shit's gonna be fucking all over me. I gotta put my fucking clothes in a bag and shit. You fucking filthy meat sack.
Hey, didn't I say that before we started?
Yes, you did.
I'm cool with that shit. It's all right. I'm cool.
So I'm a lot gayer than I thought.
Good.
Sorry.
Thank you for admitting that. I appreciate it.
Hey, dude, now you fucking know. Yeah. Now you know.
Steve doesn't like cigar smoke because his clothes would smell.
Hey, shut up, motherfucker. I don't fucking smoke all day, every day like your fucking stinky fucking ass.
I used to be a whore.
You're still a whore. You're a fucking dirty man whore. Dude, what about fucking Oviedo Guzman, huh?
Yeah.
They try to wrap up El Chapo's son. So they wrap him up, right? So they grab him. He's like running the town now. He's running the cartel. His brother, who's number 2, they wrap up Oviedo. They get him. So his brother fucking circles the fucking wagons. We're talking about guys in hardened F-350s with fucking 50s mounted on them. They snag up Oviedo. They snag up 8 cops. Just fucking grab them, wrap them up. And this is what a fucking gangster Oviedo is. Tells the police and the military, it'll be better for everyone if you just let me go.
You see this shit in movies.
Dude, this motherfucker's as hard as they get.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this at least 3 movies where the prisoner know what's up, a jailbreak's about to occur, and the motherfucker's cool as a cucumber, telling whoever's there with him and shit like, hey, look here, you motherfuckers might want to get down. I don't know. You know, that's fucking gangster shit.
Well, dude, look, we got you outnumbered and outgunned.
Yeah.
Anti-tank rockets fucking inside the fucking up-armored dump trucks where the fucking 50 caliber machine gun is hard mounted to the bed.
You want to hear what it sounds like? I'm going to go Spanish for it. I'm going to go native for a minute. Ready?
It's it.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys might want to go ahead and give up. It'll be best for you. Cállate, puto. Tú no estás corriendo nada aquí.
Okay, now give us a translation.
No, don't worry about the translation. It's the actions that occur after that. Then the fucking big dump truck with the fucking Badus pulls up. Crank, crank. Toma la llave. Coge el carro. In other words, take the car, take the keys, get out of here.
Yeah. you take your shit and fuck off. You see all those dudes in the civilian vehicles with fucking better gear than we have? They will kill all of us.
Did you see the dude with the saw?
Yeah.
Riding in the fucking car?
Oh, yeah.
They filmed the shit.
Oh, yeah. They're not fucking playing. They don't care. And they just made recreational cocaine use legal in Mexico.
Yeah.
So you're going to fuck around with the main dude.
I kind of want to see what a cocaine dispensary looks like.
The best.
Are they going to package it in like little fruity candy wrappers and shit?
The best hotel you've ever been to. That's what. You know, some topless chick is going to bring it out to you, too. You know.
I believe it's called the Hotel California.
Whatever.
All I know is I want to raid that bitch.
Yeah. No, you probably don't. You probably
don't.
No, not in Mexico?
No, probably not.
Yeah. Fucking guns are blazing.
Kicking
Go out in glory.
Kicking in doors and scooping up narcotics only works in the U.S., bro.
That's it. Fuck. Exactly. So that's some good shit. That makes me kind of happy, I got to tell you.
Well, that makes you happy?
No, he's
a fuck you to a corrupt government.
Dude,
fuck you.
Exactly.
You can't expect them to listen to you when you fucking wholeheartedly play with them. You're in cahoots with them.
So fucking Oviedo is gangster enough to tell him, fuck you, if you let me go. And what did they do? They let him go. I don't want to assassinate the entire police force and half of the military, so let me go.
Oh my God, that's bananas.
And they let him go. They
probably
apologized too.
That's some fucking power, dude.
Dude, they have an endless supply of everything. An endless supply of people, an endless supply of money, an endless supply of weapons. They have
3 words, Fast and Furious.
That is 3 words.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, remember we talked about it last show briefly? That Fort Worth cop goes to a house, right? All the windows and doors are open, so he goes into fucking panic mode. He doesn't alert anyone that the police are there. He doesn't have his lights on or anything. It turns out this woman and her nephew or some shit like that are playing video games inside of her house. So the cop sees her and fucking smokes her through her window inside of her own house. Doesn't alert her that the cops are there, nothing. Just fucking kills this woman.
The nephew or niece? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but anyway.
Nephew, right? Yeah. I mean,
nephew?
The kid's seen this.
Fucking front row center. He's standing right there.
The woman was startled, and she was she was all in her own right to grab her fucking weapon, which I'm sure was fucking legit, and stay within her fucking property and protect her fucking nephew.
Right.
Over a noise outside. So, you know, like, who's in the wrong here? Obviously,
Well, he's going to jail. Thank God.
I'm going to tell you
glad.
something right now. Texas is not going to choose between a police officer and a citizen with their rights to fucking keep an arm, with their rights to arm themselves and protect their home.
Well,
Because that's exactly what it is.
Why didn't he say fucking the police or something? He didn't do anything. He just rolled up to that woman's fucking window.
Even better. I mean, there's a ton of logical things. We could Monday morning quarterback this shit. But me personally, if you're going to ask me what my opinion is, I'm going to give it to you. I'm only one fucking police officer, and if I thought there was a perp inside of a fucking house under suspicion of burglary, I would fucking isolate the house and call backup.
My whole thing is, though, is we're not going to an active shooter situation. We're going to a burglary. So there's no physical threat per se of someone with a weapon. It's just someone stealing something. Yeah. So if I'm that police officer going to that situation, like, bro, why are you going in guns blazing? Assess the situation. Do what you got to do.
I'm with you on that. That sounds like the voice of reason to me.
I can't say anything else. I mean, at minimum.
Yeah. I'm down with that shit.
Shit.
All right, then. Air Force Special Ops Airman named enlisted senior advisor of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Ramon Colon Lopez, Air Force Chief Master Sergeant, and Pararescue Cat, senior enlisted advisor.
Damn,
Fucking
pararescue too?
Yo, fuck yeah.
Oh, goddamn. Good to see, fellow knuckle dragger there. Albeit an Air Force knuckle dragger.
Guy.
Still, closest. He's a liaison between us knuckle draggers.
That's right. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking child suicide rates are fucking staggering.
I saw that.
Dude.
Wasn't this like...
123 spouses and 66 kids fucking killed themselves this year.
Was this one of the first times they compiled this information?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what was so startling about it. I mean,
Absolutely.
someone thought about it, said, okay, let's do the numbers, and they ran the numbers, and that's fucking startling.
If I'm not mistaken, those numbers were from 2017.
Oh, so they haven't even released.
Right, so
there'll be more this year.
Of course.
Right. So now you have an entire full year and a whole full investigation on it.
So what do you think the knee-jerk reaction is going to be? We always have one.
Oh, fucking more fucking psych drugs.
Yeah.
That'll be the knee-jerk reaction. More psych drugs. We need more help for everybody. Well, no fucking shit. We need more help for everybody. We've only been at war for 19 fucking years.
Yeah. More opiates.
Yep, more opiates, you bastards. Okay, fucking, how about this cat? Master Sergeant Mark Allen dies after being shot in the head 10 years ago for that traitor fucking Bergdahl. I'm sorry that fucking guy died, but fuck Bergdahl, cocksucker.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Fuck that guy. And I did see the Instagram video of that guy in scrubs breaking up the fucking protest.
Yeah.
Was that for a Planned Parenthood clinic or some shit? They were trying to block it?
They were just blocking the street.
They were blocking the street. I don't know what.
I love his reason, though.
They were blocking the street with a big sign. He comes walking up between the middle of all of them, grabs the fucking sign, fucking mashes it into a ball and throws it over a fence. Fuck you, people got to get to work. And that's it. And the cars drive through like he's a superhero. It's fucking awesome.
Nice. Fuck your phone. Fuck your
Snatches
sign.
it out of her hand.
Get your ass to work. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I guess fucking Trump and Mattis are trading shots. Well, Mattis has said fuck you for being the Secretary of Defense when Trump was going to pull out.
Well, Mattis, yeah, exactly. So
now look,
that's
fucking,
exactly what happened.
Right.
Mattis was privy to it obviously ahead of time, and he resigned prior to
because of it.
The decision coming public. Yep.
Well,
Totally.
because just like we talked about, man, those Kurds put everything on the fucking line. Every fucking thing. And we're fucking them so hard.
Question, Steve.
What?
Not for me, but obviously I got to have to interject with some devil advocacy here.
Go ahead.
How are
Jay.
How are we ever supposed to execute a full disconnection from the Middle East and sacrificing over there?
No, I hear you. In that particular situation, we're going to pull our people out, then we harden up their positions. Harden up their positions, and then we pull out. Harden up their fucking borders, make sure they have the fucking gear to handle it, leave some advisors there to run some of the fucking troops, and then get them out of there.
So the first time we did this, you're saying we did it wrong.
Yes.
And then now the second time we're doing it wrong.
Again, that's
Okay,
right.
Got it.
So we're double fucking them.
What I will say is, as to your, maybe it wasn't done properly, I'll give you that, but short of us...
We're not going to occupy it.
Not occupied, but I think that's the only thing that's gonna keep them safe, man. At the end of the day, we gave them Humvees, we gave them fucking missile systems, we gave them fucking fully automatic weapons, we gave them anything. We gave them so much technology to pull their asses out of this shit. I'm talking about Iraq,
Right?
and yet and still, those aggressors, those which are probably more highly motivated to fight than the individuals, fucking whoever signed their oath to fucking protect their country. I'm talking about ISIS. I mean, they're fighting for a fucking idea.
Right?
They're coming, and they're fighting more aggressive.
Because God told them to.
Whatever it is, they took all our fucking Humvees, all our machine guns, and they started their own fucking shit. So my question is, how the fuck can we truly pull out without leaving people in place everywhere we go? Even in the military, when we take over objectives and we're clearing out houses or whatever the fuck it is, unless we leave individuals placed in each room that we just cleared, we have to come back and clear for that very reason.
Right?
We can't confirm if there are aggressors coming in after, in place of us after we leave. So we constantly got to fight back. So the question is, without leaving people there, how the fuck are we gonna pull out of anywhere?
That's a damn fine question.
Crazy question.
However, I don't think we should leave our allies hanging ever.
I think with you on this one, that was a specific case that we should not have done it. However, there's places out there I wouldn't mind fucking pulling out of.
Well, in that particular case, we either agree we fucking carpet bomb them back to the Stone Age, or we get the fuck out.
The only reason I say that is I'm biased. I worked with the Kurds. I fuck with them, man. Those guys are the only ones that actually genuinely dug us in that whole region, dude.
Right.
And they fucking fight, man. They are not pussy, dude.
They're not going to run like the rest of the...
Their women fight. Their women are fucking tougher than most men I fucking met, dude. They get together and fucking slay, dude.
Not the least bit surprised. All right, then. ABC shows fucking footage of a range with machine gun fire and saying it's Syrian fighting. Okay, it's another.
You lost
fucking...
me. You lost me at the 3 letters.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Jane Fonda arrested for protesting.
Is this
Who
ABC or
cares?
NBC? You said
ABC.
whatever the fuck.
Who cares? Jane Fonda arrested for protesting. Who fucking cares? Should have killed her as a communist the first time.
I liked it better as a urinal cake.
Jane Fonda?
Yeah, they had the urinal cake. They Jane Fonda urinal cakes.
Yeah, you could piss all over her face. It was
Love that
fucking
shit.
phenomenal.
It was a big thing back in the Vietnam era.
It still is.
It still is.
It still
Someone
is.
should do a resurgence of
just so
we
you
have
know,
to put it out.
I wouldn't.
I got too much shit going.
I wouldn't piss on her if she was on fire.
Well, I don't think nobody would.
Okay, then.
They're only giving her light because it's Jane Fonda. It's a name, and it's fucking something to talk about. The fluff that the news loves fucking throwing out.
South Korea and North Korea played a World Cup qualifier soccer game in an empty stadium.
North Korea won.
Of course.
In North Korea, and South Korea won. South Korea.
Right. The douchebag of the day. Douchebag of the day is always Jane Fonda.
Always Jane Fonda. I like that. You know what? For the next year, it's Jane Fonda. Don't ask.
And then we'll have like a number 2.
Yeah. Second douchebag of the day.
Do we have any Ask Uncle Steve shit? Eddie?
No one cares.
Well, who cares? Some producer you are, fucking Air Force soft hat wearing motherfucker.
All of a sudden,
Political
the
and
Air
comedy,
Force
current
gets
events.
somebody.
I do have a piece of comedy to add today.
Oh, let's hear it.
Coming up here, I saw 2 midgets.
Oh, yeah.
I did. One was a grandmother, and
Little people, sir.
and the other one was her daughter. No, I like midgets. It's funny.
Cool. I'll let you run.
And the other one was her daughter, and they looked exactly the same except for gray hair and a cane. It's pretty awesome.
So genetics still work for
Genetics
little people.
work for midgets. Now, if you're thinking of midgets, like one of my favorite catchphrases is midget vomit fisting clown porn, because all those words together are still pretty funny, right? So midget, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Fisting, that's pretty funny too. Vomit,
Sounds painful, but yeah.
that's pretty funny. Vomit, just the word vomit is funny. Clown,
Yeah.
funny. Creepy, but still funny. Porn.
Yeah.
So midget fisting vomit clown porn. That's quite a sentence, right?
You know what word I find funny?
Which one?
Flu.
Huh?
The flu.
The flu?
I got the flu.
Yeah, because it's like in the middle of influenza. Like
Yeah.
people couldn't say
Even influenza.
influenza.
I have influenza. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but people
I have the flu.
people are getting flu shots and shit.
First off,
you gonna
the
get
name
one?
doesn't sound as aggressive as what the fucking ailment is.
I bet
I have a flu.
if you got a flu shot in your fucking scrotum, it would be aggressive.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't feel anything down there anyway.
We should
It's
s-
numb. I'm numb from the waist down.
You're numb from the waist down. You've had so much sex that you're numb from the waist down.
If that's what you call it. I'm a what do you call it? I'm a fucking a satyr.
The top half is a human. The bottom half is a horse.
Yeah, a motor. Bottom half is a
That would be
a midget pony.
yeah.
that would be a centaur.
That's fucked up. You're all diesel on
Whatever.
the top, and you got pony legs, little baby pony legs.
I like the commercial, the motor, where the top
Yeah.
half is a man and the bottom
Yeah.
half is a
I
motorcycle.
love it. It's a gay ass bike though, dude.
Of course it
That would
is.
have been a Hayabusa or some shit.
Whatever. All right, I think we're done.
Are we? We got it. That's it. That's all we got.
That's it.
Anything on Trump? We kind of
On Trump, we got Trump and Mattis are having a spat, a lover's quarrel.
We got that already.
I think Mattis would fucking just give him a hard look and he would collapse.
Yeah.
He'll bust out a knife hand, point at him, and cut him in half.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, as much
Tell
as,
us, Jason,
as much as
tell
I
us.
mean, that's why I'm on the fucking show. You know. Yeah, oh well, you gotta listen to my opinion. I don't know, man.
It's my show, bitches. Go ahead.
I'm still on the fence, you know, because you listening to the news, to me, it's just they're funneling you into a specific direction. That's every fucking network, dude. I actually want to know what the beef is between these two dudes, man. They were so cool at some point, and now you tell me this decision is what cracked the fucking back of Mattis and said, that's it, I can't be a part of this?
Until he found out about the pedophilia that they weren't going to fucking prosecute.
I like that better. Give me that. That's my baddest.
All right, then.
All right.
Do we get an outro with the whole hand slap?
With a what?
No, we
An
don't
out-
need that shit.
An out
You know what the
clap?
outro is? The end of the film.